Our practice was growing, but it was I would say like very slow growth over time. Since working with you guys, we've now had 2 solid months that have doubled our normal income. And I think this last month of working with you guys has been our biggest month of all 6 years. Like 10K net profit increase just by working with you guys. I think even last month was probably 15, maybe even 18K more than I ever saw in practice. Dr. Michael Rees, I own a chiropractic practice in Wayzata, Minnesota, so west of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I own my own practice, been practicing for the last 6 years.
Let's go. What kind of practice do you run?
And then I run a neuro-focused chiropractic practice. I use a couple different techniques. One of the main techniques I use is a torque release technique. Again, just a neuro-focused style approach to chiropractic.
Awesome. Could you walk me through your situation before we met and like what was practice like? How were things looking? What was growth like? All that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, so prior to meeting the guys at Chiro Jump, so we had a good practice. It was mainly referral based, but also did a lot of external marketing where, went to external like marketing events, fairs, craft fairs, different like shows in the community just to reach other people in the community. But it was very much like doing the heavy lifting myself and
Yeah.
being out there in the actual public, just trying to get in front of other people and
Hmm.
potential patients. And then our practice was growing, but it was I would say like very slow growth over time.
Mm.
So making
Yeah.
good connections, but just not the growth that we were like looking for, and not reaching the our mission of just serving more people in our community the way that I knew that we could, and
Yeah.
reach the amount of people that we could and change their lives in a health manner through chiropractic care.
Yeah. Do you remember how many like new patients you were doing every month at that time?
Yeah, so prior to meeting you guys at Chiro Jump, I was actually taking a look back at the numbers, and I think we're about like 5 to 8 new patients per
Hmm.
week. That was prior to meeting Chiro Jump.
Okay. And walk me through like how was just life like in that you're trying to figure this growth side out, trying to spend less time on the marketing, have more
Hmm.
time with the fam. I know there was some personal updates that happened like right before too, which is so cool that even got the conversation started. But like, how were
Yeah.
you feeling in all this? What was like the emotions behind it on the personal end?
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to meeting Chiro Jump, my wife and I had just bought a house. We had our first little girl born. She was, I think, roughly around 1 or just over 1 when we first met you guys or first got
Yeah.
introduced to you guys. So we're, tackling like new homeowners, new parents, and then on top of that, trying to like grow a practice and keep all of
Good
these
luck.
things floating and all these plates spinning. And yeah, it was a lot to handle and tackle. And then yeah, it's just like trying to grow a business, grow a family, and it was just a lot of mental and physical work just on my end. It felt like it was all coming on my shoulders. So
Yeah. How was like the result as far as like time you were able to spend with family and like how that impacted your family even?
yeah, so I mean, before meeting you guys, again, I was doing most of the external marketing, either myself or one of my assistants, and it was a lot of time like prepping for these events, reaching out, finding different events, and again, just the hours put in like outside of normal adjusting hours to
Hmm.
be out there in the community. So like that was time that I wasn't able to spend with my family. So as
Yeah.
like other friends of ours were like, hey, can you go do this like on the weekend or whatever? It's like I'd time it with like, oh, do I have an event this weekend? Am I doing this weekend? Like,
Mm.
just trying to find that balance between, personal or family time and also business
Yeah.
time as well too. So I could definitely see it impacting business life, impacting my home life and family.
Definitely. How did you walk me through like how you found us and like what your thoughts were as you started to meet us and that kind of deal?
Yeah, so I first found out about you guys from actually 2 different people. Dr. Amanda, she has a practice just south of me, so a good colleague of mine. First originally was talking about working with you guys and different social media stuff that you were doing and driving new patients over to her practice. So I was like curious, I'm like, what are you doing? What are they doing for you? And like, how does this all work? And then,
Yeah.
yeah, she was just having like great success with you guys. And then I think it was like a couple months later, another one of my colleagues and good friends of mine, he's actually over in Wisconsin, Dr. Christian, and he started working with you guys, had a lot of great things to say about working with you, and how again you guys were taking care of doing all the calls for potential leads for social media. And then he was just telling me about like double digit new patients like per month. I'm like, man, like we've got double digits before, but it's like few and far between like that level and
Yeah.
that amount of it. So when I first like started the conversations with well, I think I was just talking with you, you're like,
Yeah.
well, like where are you looking to grow? What's like your mission, and like how are you trying to like serve your community? It's like, well, I want to, provide what I have. I know it helps people and change people's lives for the better. It gets their bodies functioning, healing, and feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I want to reach
Yeah.
that message to more people. And it's like by 5 to 8 per month, like that wasn't really reaching the goal that like I had for
Yeah.
myself or business. And so when you're talking about like more like double digit new patients per month, I think you even asked me like, are you ready like to handle that? I'm like, yeah, I've been ready. It's just like I just like trying to get to that point. I'm like, so yeah, I'm yeah.
That's
So like starting
funny.
that conversation was
Yeah.
like, are you ready for it? Yes, I've been ready. Let's go. So I was all in at that point.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. What were some of the doubts and fears you had as we started talking and working through like just our conversations and stuff like that?
Yeah, just well, it's helpful when you get like even at the practice myself, like if a patient refers a new patient in and they gotten results, like the
Mm-hmm.
person that I speak with next of the person that they refer, they're already like expecting results, so it's an easier like transition for them to be like, okay, I'm already like on board. So the fact that I already
Mm.
had two of my good colleagues say like they loved working with you guys and got results, yeah, ease right away starting to work with you guys. But it's still like, there's time investment of like how is this all going to work, like different meetings to
Yeah.
see like, okay, what do I need to do, what do I need to get to you guys to
Mm-hmm.
for you guys to do your job, and then also to the time and then the money aspect of it as well too. It's like
Mm.
it's a financial investment to be able
Yeah.
to even just like work with you guys. But how is that going to lead to just more like financial kickback on the back end of
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, we're investing in working with you guys, and then well, it's going to pay off like 10x or multiple times over. So just really diving in, and you put my mind at ease of just having
Yeah.
faith in working with you guys rather than the fear of the financial like investing all this money and then not having a kickback. It's like really put my mind at ease, just explain the process, and you guys have an awesome process of like, this is what we expect by this time, and we're all on board to help you out with your goals.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Hmm.
Where walk me through like where are things at now? Like so we started that, we walked through, what was like the deciding factor and then like how have things progressed over time? Like am I walking through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, we look at one, just overall financial, like monthly, like income, and then also to just new patients as well too. And then I think third to like encompass both like new patients and also more income as well too. That just changes the dynamic and energy of the office, and then also too that just helps support my family and myself as well too in our family's growth. So prior to meeting with you guys, it was we had a certain like income that was coming through, and then so, I mean that speaks volumes. So and again, that's on average I think it's so that's huge, right? So yeah, so that changes a lot of things, right? And it's like, and then again, you look at like 3x amount of new patients, like two plus times amount of income and growth. So that changes the overall energy of the practice of like new faces coming in. Like I'm excited to help new people. People are excited that they're getting more results, and then that just flows into creating this like overall community environment. And then also too, it's like, hey man, I can have like more financial flexibility to like hire new staff or different drives in the office, or just even doing some more fun and trips and stuff with my family. One of the biggest things that like I came and started working with you guys, it's like, okay, like these guys are doing social media ads to bring me more new patients. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, very cut and dry. Like I'm paying these guys this amount of money for these patients, and like this is what they're doing. This is what but like one of the biggest things that I learned from you, and it's been like a very big takeaway, is just like, well, actually what we provide is like more of like mindset that you are going to bring new patients in. We are going to do social media stuff. We are going to have that mindset of being like that entrepreneur and business owner, so that you can like see more people, share what your mission and vision with your
Yeah.
community. And it's like, I don't know what he's talking about here. It's like, yeah, like just really cut and dry. Like, hey, just come on, just do social media ads and do this. It's like, no, like we want you to be on this weekly call. We'll keep you
Yeah.
updated with everything. We want to keep you on track and keep this momentum going. And I was like, okay, now all I have to think about, it's like gives me peace of mind. It just gives me calm clarity of the week of like, hey, I just was on the weekend, spending time with family, and like I had like a couple new patients come in from the weekend because these guys are like constantly working on helping us support our business and growth. And then all I have to do is like make that Tuesday meeting with your brother Jojo. It's like we're just gonna keep course correcting and keep the momentum going and mission and vision.
Yeah. That's the best
Good
part.
stuff.
Like it's
Hmm.
it's just having that accountability and support on like the
Hmm.
day Like the hardest thing, honestly, is like taking a weekend off because then you feel
Hmm.
like you lost everything coming on the next week.
Hmm.
Especially if you don't have any new patients on the books the next week, then you're just like, dang, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's like you get this momentum going. It's like you're all stoked, excited. It was a great week, and all of a sudden the weekend hits. It's like, okay, no, 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 and it's just like you don't keep that momentum going. You're like, okay, now we're starting again fresh this next week. It's like, okay, let's do this
Literally.
to tie in with patients, whatever. It's like, no, it's just like this flywheel that just like
Yeah,
keeps going, keeps running. So,
100%. 100%. So one of the things that I think is so cool is like seeing the impact it's having now, like even now. And a lot of that is because you stuck with the process and like, yeah, the first couple months were a little bit slower. And then you just continued. You were never like, dang, what's going wrong? You're like, no, let's just make sure we're addressing it and keep on moving forward. And that's like, that just helps us so much because we can actually continue to do our job in building out the process and building out, the little pieces that we need to do and changes we need to make until we get those results. And yeah, so thank you for being such an awesome person as far as like that goes and just being so supportive and like, hey, something needs to change, but I'm trusting you guys still. I'm still working with you guys to make sure it happens. Really appreciate that.
yeah, absolutely. And I think I've heard a couple people to you now, and the one that like signed up and is working with you now, that was one of her questions was, I've worked with different people that have done social media ads in the past. It's like, how is this different? I'm like, well, like having an open dialogue and conversation with you guys is different. Like just like in business or life, you're gonna make mistakes or something's not gonna work out exactly how you want. But just the fact that you guys are open to changing and actually implementing that change, I think
Yeah.
is huge. And like you guys actually make the change, or like on top of it right away. And like we just have an open conversation through Slack of like if anything I see is like off, or just like even if I just have a question on anything, you just need to explain something. That's most of the time what it was, especially during the starting process. It's just like
Yeah.
questioning. Like it's just a new field for me. I've never done any like
Yeah.
social media like ads and stuff. I just had a lot of questions, and you guys were just able to either shoot a message off right away and put my mind on ease at answering the question, or
Hmm.
just explaining why you're doing what you're doing, and
Hmm.
like just having like a faith in what you guys are doing, and you can see the result and the number of patients we're seeing and amount of growth that we've seen financially too.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. I think it's so cool to see how many patients are on the other side too of this
Hmm.
whole process. Like just like seeing the numbers go up, you're like, dang, there's going to be referrals coming in. There's going to be like more of your warm people that you always love coming in too as a result of getting these cold people in. What is like the feeling been now, like as far as like time, the amount of time you're able to spend with the family, the amount of stress you have in practice? Like, what is it? How has it been feeling since we started working together? Would love to know anything else about the experience there.
Yeah, so since working with you guys, yeah, the level of just growth in business is, speaks for itself, like we've talked about, but just the growth in like just even family as well too, as our
Mm,
daughter's getting older, as my wife and I are, becoming more stable financially, it's huge. You have more income to do the things that you want to do. It's we opened this place, Maverick Chiropractic in 2019. 2 months later, we thought it was a good idea to get married. And then so it's like, man, the world shuts down in 2020. It's like now we just have this business that we expect to grow, grow, grow. It's like, okay, it's stabilized. We made some great relationships along the way, but now it's like we're in a spot of
yeah,
like more stability, more like, hey, let's actually grow and meet, do the things we want to do and meet our mission at the practice and with our family. And actually, was it a couple months ago? Was it 3 months ago now? My wife and I actually finally took our honeymoon. So we just had the like time and actually money to actually be like, hey, let's go and do this. So it's like that changed, right? It's like we haven't done it in like
wow,
6 years. So, it's like you just want to talk about results. It's like having the actual
yeah,
like time and financial capacity to actually like take
that's
your
so
honeymoon and
awesome.
have like the peace of mind to be like, hey, the practice is fine. We got the Chiro Jump. Well, I was getting new patients like sitting there in Cancun, just just like, okay, I got people coming in next week. Everything's gonna work out great. So just having that like faith over fear mindset has been it's been huge. So, but
That's
no, you
hilarious.
just even like just personal growth as well too. It's just I've just seen that in myself. It's like I know like myself even just was a limiting factor, and then even as I was talking to you,
Yeah.
Chris, it's like like what's limiting you from this? It's like, well, it's just myself. It's like myself getting in the way of it. So
Mm,
just having the faith of you guys walking through and just having a conversation of, hey, this is what you're doing great, and this is where we can help you, and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been very helpful.
Thank you for sharing that. What do you feel like, or maybe some of the unexpected benefits you had outside of obviously the numbers and revenue and all that stuff? Like, maybe what were some of the things we helped you with that was a little bit unexpected, but you maybe nothing. Maybe it's like
Hmm.
crazy experience that you've had though. Would love to know if there's anything
Yeah.
else there.
Well, right away, I got referred to you guys, it's just like, okay, well, these guys, they run social media ads, so they'll run your ads for you and bring new patients in for you. But you guys really take a consultative approach, to be able to dive in. Like, yeah, we'll do social media ads, but like also it's like, when people are coming in from the ads, like perfect, but that's not always like consistent. And so what other things are you doing at the office? So taking that consultative approach and being like, all right, so what are your numbers? What is your like cost per patient per visit? And just taking a more of an in-depth look at
Mm,
that. And you and I
yep.
were really able to like tie into like, okay, we have to change these and let's change it like now. And I was like, okay, well, we'll get to that. Maybe like I'll focus on this week and this like next week. You're like, no, it's like I need it by like tomorrow, man. And then all of a sudden it's crazy. It's like, I did it. I was like, okay, get this over to him, get it pushed through. And it's like, man, I already saw
Yeah.
like growth that by just doing things like right away, I was able to
Yeah.
implement things way faster than I thought I could and have done in the past. And then that
Mm,
led to just the momentum keeping going, but keeping going even
yeah.
like faster as well too. So yeah, just taking in-depth look at like our numbers, but also too just even
Yeah.
like I don't know, just a business mentorship and like sales mentorship as well too. I really appreciate that as well
Yeah.
too. Like walking through like, okay, well have a solid like close rate, but like what is your process with like taking the person off the street and then like selling them like chiropractic care? Like how are you actually going to help them, and walking through
Hmm.
like, hey, you're doing this right, but like let's just tweak or change this and go ahead and try that, and all of a sudden it works and works better. Like
Let's
in my
go.
mind, it's like over 6 years, like, hey, I'm doing everything like correctly and how I should be doing. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if we can tweak that and modify that, this will work better. And like it actually did. And so I appreciate that aspect as well too.
Yeah.
Just signing up and getting like social media help and new patients from social media. I didn't expect like a more in-depth look at like
Yeah.
our numbers as far as like cost per patient or per visit, and also too like even just like help with like the sales process or even like business in a holistic
Yeah.
manner.
I remember that like first it was like the first week. I think you were meeting from your house or from somewhere else because it was a
Hmm.
different background than I remember seeing before that. You were like, yeah, we just got patients converted to like a full plan and they just like prepaid, and it was like, dang, okay, let's go. And it was
Hmm.
like the week right after we implemented that stuff,
Hmm.
which was so cool to see. I think the best part is like you didn't have to change your philosophy of practice or like the values you have, and like it's just like cool. You believe that this is what patients need. Just recommend that thing.
Yeah, I didn't change anything along that line, so I really appreciate that as well
Yeah.
too. And like I even like talked about that as well too. You're like, what is your philosophy of practice? And I laid that out, and you're like, all right, cool. Didn't change that at all. It's just like just modifying like the actual like pitch of different things, so you can
Yeah.
actually like practice the way you want to practice, but do so in a more efficient and like productive manner.
Yeah. 100%. Is there anything else you'd want to share about either your experience or results or anything at all with someone that's watching this? It's like, hey, do I even give this a chance? Do I take the next step? That kind of deal.
I think just touching base on a couple things I've said is just like, it's always hard to change, and there's like a certain fear behind like the change
Hmm.
or like jumping all
Yeah.
in. But I would just have faith in working with these guys. I mean, results speak for themselves. I've shared some of the results that we've seen in practice, but also too, it's like faith over fear. And I know we've talked about just even faith as well too, but you gotta have faith over fear. You can't have both at the same time. You can
Yeah.
have faith or you can have fear, right? It's like you can't have fear when you have the faith in the whole process. So jump all in.
Yeah.
And guys are great to work with. So I really appreciate you, Chris, Jojo,
Yes.
and Mark as well too. You guys are all
Yeah.
fantastic.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, should I take this step? Just hop on a chat. Like, worst thing that happens, we're like, hey, this isn't a fit. We can't help you with anything. Best case, we're able to transform your practice, get you more of the time and financial freedom you're looking for. And then also just in the process of that, we're impacting hundreds of patients' lives too over the years. And so, yeah, just super excited. Book a time and we'll go from there.